All right, we are here at the start of the high school football season. Week one is upon us, and with me tonight for our Thursday night tailgate, Bill Peebles from Cathedral. And Bill, you guys have a great venue for a game tomorrow and a great opponent in Ben Davis. But first off, wanted to ask, so you're recently a grandfather of two twins, as recently as just a few minutes ago.
Literally like 10 minutes ago, just got the text from my son, Eleanor and Georgia, identical twin girls. They joined the family. We already have Ollie and Bo, who are my other grandkids that are actually here at Cathedral High School in the Irish Blessings Daycare. And then we got two more identical twins coming here in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So busy fall here in the Peebles household. We got quite the clan growing.
Well, that's pretty exciting. That literally he just got the text as we're sitting here. So a pretty fun Thursday afternoon here at Cathedral. As practice just wraps up, Cathedral putting in their last preparation for Friday night's game. And when you look at I'll start with your team first, Bill. I mean, I look at you guys, you came off a really good year last year, playing in 5A this year. I know that doesn't really matter until we get to a couple months from now because your schedule is basically the same. But what do you like about this team? What do you think the expectations are for your group this year?
You know, I think that the team, likable is an understatement. This is a great group of young men. They've been wonderful since day one. Their work ethic, their leadership, they care about each other. They take care of each other, and they work their tail off. I think we got a great group of kids. The question is, on the field, are 11 as good as the other 11? And we are going to get tested because Ben Davis, Brownsburg, St. X, all the teams that we're playing, they all have great kids and great players too. And so we have a work cut out for us.
You have Cam Kors back from last year. I saw your post on the I think it was on Facebook or maybe on Cam is a kid who his parents Cathedral people, grandparents Cathedral people. Pretty cool for him. Now is coming back his second year as a starter. But what do you expect out of him this year? And how much? Yeah, I always look at that as a huge factor is having a quarterback who's got a year under his belt, especially at your level of football.
It does. Cam's a great leader. He's a heck of a quarterback. He's done a great job, last year and in this offseason leading the team. He is the fourth member of that family to be captain of the Cathedral football team. His father was, two of his uncles were, and his cousin, who's now playing his offensive tackle at Princeton, was a captain of the team. So he's the fifth in the family line. So great family. He's doing a great job. For him, he has to manage our team. He has to get the ball to the right people. We have good players. We have solid people around him. And we've just got to make sure that the Irish don't beat the Irish. We want to be an explosive team, but more importantly, we want to be a smart team that executes really well, moves to change, and finishes drives.
And last year you had Xavier Dangerfield come in and really gave you a good lift. I know Pappas, too, is a guy maybe people aren't talking about as much, but he also a good running back for you guys. And really up front, I think you really like what you've got with that offensive line, and that's such a big factor. Obviously, you guys like to run the ball at Cathedral. I think your best teams are teams that can run the ball successfully, but that looks to be a strength of your team.
Yeah, I mean, we always want to be balanced. I mean, we're a 60, 40, 50, 50 team, and we have been throughout the years. So we want to maintain that balance and keep people off balance. But, I mean, we have two really good running backs. Xavier kind of came out of nowhere. He had not played a lot of running back in the past and put over 1,000 yards up. He's a very talented kid, a good sprinter. He's a good track kid as well. And Jimmy battled some injuries with our other running back, which gave Xavier that opportunity to get all those carries and yards. Jimmy's very good as well. And so really having that 1-2 punch to start off the season here, I feel very good about it. They're both going to get lots of reps and lots of touches. And then, we feel good about our tight ends, feel good about receivers. So we want to spread the ball around, get the ball to everybody, but we're certainly going to run the ball too.
And this defense this year, Bill, what do you like about it? I know you got some guys there who are experienced as well. What do you think about that side of the ball, and how's Coach Barth's group looking over there?
I really love the physicality of our defense. We're not oversized, we're not huge, but they move really well. They're really aggressive. They have given us troubles all summer. I am glad to be playing somebody other than the 11 gold, the Irish defense.
You guys have, such a tough schedule every year, and this is no doubt a challenge early on. Ben Davis is a team last year. They were coming off that state title. I covered that game last year. You guys took it to them in that game, and it was about a more than a 2-score game at the end of it. What do you see out of them? I know you've had a chance to kind of look at some film, and I get, probably nobody knows exactly what you're going into in a first night, but you have some idea. But what do you see out of Ben Davis?
Yeah, I think last year they were definitely coming off the hangover. the state championship. And a lot of new players. They had an exceptional class in 2023. A lot of great senior football players went on to play college football. So it was definitely a reload for them. They're not in that situation this year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They have a lot of returners, a lot of experience. I thought they looked really good on film against Westfield in scrimmage. And I think their young quarterback on offense is really dynamic, and they have those same playmakers on the perimeter they've had in their big up front offensively. So I think there's something that they're going to be hard to reckon with. I think that they're starting off in a much stronger position this year than last year, and it's going to be a handful for us.
This Ben Davis team, maybe not as well known as some of the Mark Zachary's gone, so you lose some of the name players, but Caleb Scott, a very good player on the defensive side. And it looks to me like they're going to use some of their guys on both sides of the ball, which I think probably is a smart thing to do when you've got guys who are able to do that. You don't do that all the time, but it looks like they've got some two-way guys who are going to help them.
When you have elite athletes, use them. And they have some elite athletes. And even their guys who aren't kind of that Kansas or Purdue or type commit or offer, they got some other elite guys that are just knocking on the door of being that type of player. So we're going to have to play a complete game. We're going to have to execute really well. I think we're going to, we're not going to outspeed them at all. We're going to have to out-physical them to have a chance. And if we don't out-physical them, it's going to be a long night for us.
Wanted to ask you too, Bill, about, how do you kind of look at, you go into the summer, now teams are you're able to do a little bit more in the spring and summer with your teams. Do you have, as a veteran coach, do you maybe have a better idea now than you would have in previous years of kind of what you have going into a season?
I just think we're more prepared. We in the past, before the summer and spring ball that we're allowed to do now, you're still trying to get your offensive playbook and defensive schemes in. And, we've spent the last 3 weeks working on situation football. So I think you know a little bit more about your team and you're a little further along. But so is everybody else. I think it's relative. And I think that, Ben Davis has a great coaching staff. And we're good friends with Russ Mann, the head coach, and Russ Sumner coached with me when I was down in Southport. So not only are they great coaches, they're good friends. And it's always fun to go against good friends as long as you're there.
Russ said last year, you guys didn't show a lot in the scrimmage. As far, do you try to maybe hold some stuff back, knowing they're going to get I'm sure everybody does that to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's not really holding stuff back, but we're not trying to scheme anybody. Let's just put the guys out there, run our base stuff, and see if they can block, tackle, run, get off the blocks. So it's not really holding anything back. It's more of, we're making final decisions on a couple spots on who's going to be the starter. Just put them in kind of a vanilla situation, let them play, and you figure it out based on, kind of that last performance of theirs.
I was just catching the end of practice here, and you said it's a pretty light day on Thursdays. Do you I guess everybody's a little smarter back than me and you used to play football. That we're not hitting all the time, but how do you kind of approach the week and maybe laying off the hitting all the time?
Yeah, I mean, we go helmets on Mondays and Thursdays, work days, or pro pads on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We have some physicality on Tuesday and Wednesday. But again, not like the old days where it was full pads every day to the ground. Mondays and Wednesdays, Monday's an install day. We can still work fundamentals that day, but we're just not hitting. And Thursday, hay's in the barn for us. It's about situation, special teams, and making sure our guys are just sharp and know what they're doing, can get on and off the field without making mistakes or having penalties. And then we want to get their feet underneath them and make sure they're fresh for Friday night.
And looking at your schedule this year, Bill, what any major changes that you guys have, or what's kind of the overall look of things?
We are picking up Southport, which is special to me since I spent 11 years there as the head coach. They replaced North Central, and we had a bye last year, which we are picking up Covington Catholic in that spot, and we're picking up Trotwood Madison out of Ohio, which is a talented team. Took Center Grove to the limit last year. Center Grove beat them by 2. So, our schedule did not get any easier with Covington, a really strong Catholic school out of Northern Kentucky. Southport and North Central are kind of a wash in that situation. And I think Trotwood, obviously, they're tougher than the bye.
Yeah. And the I mentioned at the top, Cathedral playing 5A this year. You're technically a 4A team, I think, still by enrollment, but have been playing 6A the last several years. 5A is no joke. You got New Pal in your sectional and Plainfield in your sectional. So
those guys, they're both top 10 teams. New Pal's number 1. I think Bloomington South is right there, and so is East Central. There's potential we go Plainfield, New Pal, Bloomington South, East Central. I think that could be our path one, I think maybe one of the others, vice versa. That could be our path to get to Lucas Oil. And I don't know who's coming out of the north, but there would be a chance that whoever comes out of the south, their easiest game. This is not a slight on anybody out of the north. I just think that it's that strong. Could be a state championship game depending on who comes out of it. They're good teams up there, but Plainfield, New Pal, Bloomington South, and East Central, all very good football teams, well coached, and they all have a lot of talent.
South is very loaded. I know they're have most of their guys back, and they've added some as well. And East Central, they were a team. They took Decatur Central right down to the wire last year, even with a relatively young. They graduated a lot from 2 years ago and played them close. So 5A looks like a lot of fun. I don't know how much you know about all those teams just yet. You're probably still learning about your own opponents you've got coming up, but that'll be fun down the road. Again, Bill has 2 new grandkids just as of a few minutes ago, and a couple more twins. Is there twins? Do twins run in the family?
Not at all. And they're identical, which that's not genetic either. So it's I should have bought some lottery tickets like that month and a half that all that happened. So it's kind of crazy. Super excited to go from Bo and Ollie to now Eleanor in Georgia, and then baby A and baby B for Molly, for her kids. I'm excited to figure out their names and obviously their place with us. So we're super excited and feel blessed.
So 2 brand new high school football fans. They don't know it yet. They won't be at the game on Friday, but I'm sure down the road that'll happen. But again, congratulations, Bill Peebles, and thanks for coming on with us.
Always thank you, Kyle. You do a great job for high school sports.
Appreciate that.